If you play the guitar long enough, you eventually come to realize that learning, like visualizing the notes on the guitar, can be quite the challenge. It's very safe to stay within our boxes and our scales, but it's hard to see the notes going across in a wider way. So there's many different strategies for this, but today I want to look at a concept that really helped me, and once I learned it, it was a huge game changer in my guitar playing. Let's rock it. Hey everybody, Andre here from Guitar Gravity. If this is your first time here, I want to welcome you. Guitar Gravity is all about helping you achieve your guitar greatness and helping you get to that next level in your guitar playing. So welcome. As a guitar player, I was learning the guitar, started learning some scales, and really I was doing what a lot of you guys are doing when you start off, playing the scales up and down like this, like in a box pattern. So for example, in the pentatonic scale, and that's great. I love this shape. It's one of my favorite scale patterns I like to use. Now there came a point in my guitar playing where I felt stuck and not knowing how to get around. And one of the things that really helped me was when I started to understand the concept of intervals and specifically octaves. So an octave is when we hear a note, for example, this note, and then we hear it again, but now it sounds slightly higher. It's a higher pitch. And we can bring that up even more. So it's the same note, the note B, but different pitches. So here you can see it's spread out over all these frets. That's a good thing to know. It's going to help us move across. And let me just show you how you can really start applying it to your playing. So if I was just to look at the pentatonic scale, since I found out where that octave is, so the way to find it is if you go down from the starting note, go down 2 strings and across 2 frets, and we get that same note again. So really what I can do is I can play this pattern again. So I can take those same 4 notes and I can play it starting at the 9th fret. Now we can find, again, another octave from this string. So if I go down 2 frets again, so down 2 strings, and go across 3 frets, I get that second octave, and I can repeat the same sequence of notes. So you can see how this can open up from the 7th fret all the way to the 15th fret. Huge span of notes here. So once I learned this concept, I started seeing sequences, patterns, chords, scales in such a different light. I wasn't just confined to a box pattern. I was starting to see sequences in all these different positions. So let me just demonstrate that again. So that's using the pentatonic scale. Let's apply this to if we started looking at our chords. So if we got our classic power chord, so I can combine, if I made up a pattern like this, so I can start taking chord shapes and use them across the guitar neck, which is great when you start building guitar parts, when you start arranging things in songs. It's super helpful. I can even take this concept into breaking down a chord. So if I can find the notes of my chord, so that's called an arpeggio, when I play each note of the chord individually. And I can do the same thing. I can play it across the frets here. Cool, eh? So just to review today's lesson, today we looked at the interval of the octave and how we can find it starting on the E string and then going through to the B string. So just to review, if we start at the top note here, we go down 2 across 2, we get our first octave. And if we go from here down 2 across 3, we get our second octave. And from there, we can use that concept to repeat patterns across 3 octaves using scales, using chord shapes, and then using notes from the chords and other patterns as well. So what I want you to do for this week as a challenge is I want you to come up with your own pattern on the top 2 strings here, and then I want you to take those few notes, so maybe a 4 to 6 note pattern. The challenge is I want you to find those notes across the octaves and come up with your own patterns like that. Well, thank you for tuning in today. If this is your first time here and you got value out of today's video, I really want to encourage you to subscribe to Guitar Gravity. That way you're not going to miss a thing. Hit that notification bell. And if you want to take your guitar skills to another level, I've put together my 30-day shred blueprint. And there I've put together 3 different shred exercises to help your speed get better. And it's different exercises there with 5 pages of PDF, backing tracks, and video. So it's all there for you for free. So link is down below in the description for the 30-day shred blueprint. So go ahead and grab that. It's my gift to you. Want to hear how you guys are doing with this lesson. Let me know what you learned, what you got out of it, what stood out for you. And until next time, rock on.